Alright, for this next video, we're just going to be working on learning some of the basic controls and making our first TAS. So learning the controls is in this tab, credits and usage instructions. It has all the controls for anything you'll ever need, but for this first video, we're just going to be using 1 through 9, shift through 1 through 9, T space, shift space, and then import and export. So let's just go into level 1 here, and you'll see all this stuff on the screen. It's really pretty simple. You just have a timer for the level, the game speed, so how fast the game is moving. This is your total speed, vertical plus horizontal. Then you just have x velocity, x position, y velocity, y position, rotation position, or rotation speed, excuse me, and rotation position. You also have contact count, contact list. This is just how many things you're touching and what exactly you're touching. You also have an input display in the top right. So you'll notice if I start jumping or moving left and right, that's what pops up there. So making our first task. First thing we're going to want to do is pause the game with T. So hit T, pause the game, set speed to 0. Then we hit R to restart. And this spawns Redwell back where the level starts. So making our first task. Use the inputs up there and using space to advance frames. So we start hitting space here and we start advancing frames. You'll notice if we go back with shift plus space, we can see that we hit 5.5 speed for a frame. So we want to go to the frame prior to that, 5.17, and jump on that frame. So you can see me jumping with the input display in the top right, and you'll notice we keep that 5.5 faster speed. At this point, since we're in the air with a faster speed than intended, we're going to want to set a save state. So I'm just going to use 1 for this example, but you can use any number key 1 through 9. All you do is hit that number key like that, set a save state. So it says state 1 saved right here. All a save state does is it sets a point in the task that you can refer back to and start tasking from at any point. So let's say I was to go through and mess this up and I wanted to go back to that save state. I just hit shift plus the number key that I hit. So I used 1, so I hit shift plus 1, and it takes us back to that point in the task. So now we're going to want to try and keep this 5.5 speed throughout the rest of the task until we get to the goal. So let's just hold up for a couple more frames to ensure we get the jump. And then since we're about to work on the landing, let's make another save state. This time I used save state 2. State 2 saved. So you'll notice that if we try and jump right here, we get 5.33 speed, and this is slower than we want. So we're going to want to use shift plus 2 to go back to right before we land, and hold left for 2 frames to go back down to 5 speed, and then jump with 5.5. We don't have to make another save state since we're right at the end, but let's say we wanted to save. We use save state 3. State 3 saved right here. And then we finish through the tasks, and we notice 3.065. So we tied the record. So that's making your first task. If you want to watch this task through, you want to make a save state here at the end. So let's say save state 4. You want to hit U to enable real-time playback. So this just means you're not going to be making the task, you're going to be watching the task. And you want to replay the save state you just saved. So in our case, it's save state 4. So we hit shift plus 4. And that's our task right there. Let's say we want to export this task for later use. We want to hit O, and then the state that we have saved at the end. So again, in our case, it's 4, so we hit 4. And this is our task string right here. So you can right click it, copy it with Control C, and now we have our task string saved to our clipboard. If we wanted to go back out of the task program and come in and edit it at a later time, all you want to do is hit I, and you'll get this input box right here. You simply paste the string in there, and then you hit the save state that you want to import it to. So let's say we wanted to save it back onto save state 4. We just copy and paste it in there and hit 4, and it's now imported onto state 4. You can load it with Shift+4. So that right there is making your first TAS. Hope that helps.